generation must know who you are. They must know the impact that you left on this life. They must know that you are leading by example, that you are living a purposeful life. Whatever that purpose is. I know that I identified the purpose as one thing when I wrote this book, but guess what? There's multiple purposes. You could pick up 20 books on what the purpose of life is, and every single book is going to tell you something different. Why? Because it's something different at every stage in your life, and at the stage in my life, it's soaking up game. Period. I need to learn as much stuff as I can, because if I go from lifetime to lifetime to have experiences so that I can code it into my DNA and go into the next lifetime and be able to navigate stuff, that must mean I must learn as much as possible. That's just logic. In this book, I believe that the purpose of life is identifying what you enjoy innately and reaching to that and figuring out how you can build a life around it. I love teaching. I love speaking. I love thinking. I used to sit in the backyard and play in the mud and just be in my head at peace. That's what I do right now. So there's so many levels to the purpose of life, but you have to intentionally live your life in order to get to any of those purposes. And you should document it in some form or another. One, so you could just sit back and look at your older self. I don't like watching older videos of me, but I do like reading my old thoughts. I wrote this book in 2013. Make sure you get your textbook so you could join the book club. Intentionally heal. I like reading my old thoughts. I like seeing how I evolved. I like seeing, like, bitch, you knew this stuff. Why is it a revelation today? Because I'm reliving it and realizing it in a new way. You have to observe yourself, observing yourself. Amen. Let's see. All right, hold on. I know, but there's no other bathroom you could use besides mine, huh? Yes. Okay, I care. You go, girl. Hey, thank you. Yes. I have a question. Do you want to hop on and ask your question, or you want to just stay, or did you type it? Let me see. Hold on. I have a question. Yep. Your gift will make room for you. Just go within. Amen. I go through my old videos and read my old thoughts in my own old journals. And isn't that something beautiful? Yeah. Hop on. Hold on. Let me see. I invited you. Good, sis. Hop on.
Can you hear me? Because I'm in here with this Coco Melon. I can't stand Coco Melon.
Is that you?
Yes, it's me. Can you hear me?
Can I say hi to us and talk to us?
No,
Hi.
that's me. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Look at little babies.
All right, bye. I want you to both leave. Thank you. All right, sis, let's go. What's your question?
All right, so my question is, don't laugh. So I was going through, your merchandise. Actually, I was watching your videos, and I was feeling your video, like, why don't people support me? I got the whole content thing, the whole family. And I agree. That was the first part. It's going to lead to the question, right? So I was like, okay, sometimes it's just a new algorithm. Sometimes it's people needing to catch on. They'll catch on. You're doing what you need to do. They gonna catch on, when the train is already,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told somebody today you like the updated Cosby's, the real kind. Right?
I told my family, I was like, she said we're the spiritual Cosbys, and I kind of vibe with it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a whole dynamic. It's the real. I love it. You're a great inspiration. You're a good reminder of growth. You share yourself with ease. You're comfortable with your experiences that brought you to your current moment. and you also know where you're going in the future by observing yourself. Real talk.
Amen.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it made me, go ahead and because I watch it and I always see your commercial in your videos, right? Like,
Yeah.
and by the way, go get this mug. You see, I'm drinking from it. Go buy. So I went. Okay, all right. So I went and to your link in your bio. So this is coming to the question.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and I was looking. I love fashion. I love because it's a part of artistic expression. It's individuality. So of course my first moment was to look through the clothes, honey.
Yeah.
And I was like, she ain't got no queen size. So my question, I could rock with a cup. I will love a cup. I will, hey. Well, I love clothes too. I love books and I love clothes. And I was like, okay, so my question is, are you going to get larger sizes? Like, it only go up to XL.
Okay, so how much larger we need to go? I don't know. So you tell me,
Well,
what do you
most
need?
women, I could wear an X large,
Mm-hmm.
but I would love a 2X. I
2X.
would love,
Okay.
and most women are us.
You're blessed.
Yeah, we blessed
You're
in
blessed.
both ways. So t-shirts won't go over the back because the back you can see the radio on it. So so I need a little bit, a little bit of
Yeah.
extra.
A
So that
3X.
was
Boom. Enough said.
yeah, and I feel, and this is all from love. I feel because it's a lot of bigger sized women, queen sized women.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to wear a shirt because I also wanted to represent your fashion.
I'm with you. I'm with you,
Okay.
sis.
Okay?
See,
Cause you
I don't know what I'm doing, so the feedback is real. So you watched the video, you said, sis is open to feedback. Let me go ahead and tell her you need a couple more sizes up in there.
yeah, because you on the petite range.
I know. And this is
And
new
and
for me too. This is new
yeah,
for me too, because I've been up in the twos myself now.
okay.
I never had this problem.
Okay. I always actually this is a new journey for me. I was one of the people that could be on that TV show, My 600 Pound Life. So uh
But
I'm
Bob,
in a new space, you
yeah,
know what I mean? And this is a temporary space. It's gonna go somewhere else, you
yeah.
know. And but I do know that even when I scroll down my timeline or my most women are thicky.
Mm-hmm.
So the mediums, the smalls is for the other color people.
Yeah. I'm with you. No, I'm 100% with you. And I even thought about that, like with my TikTok shop. I was like, girl, you ain't selling no clothes with this little ass body. You ain't got no curves. You ain't showing nothing. And so I was just
You
like,
do have curves, hon. You do. I saw you when you was doing your workout. You do have curves.
I'm trying.
You have if I was you, I would wear my clothes in my workout videos.
Yes. Well, I have everything in the background
Yeah.
now. Like I'm working on branding. I'm working on, being comfortable with mentioning that, like I said, I've had this book since 2013, but you've been around since the beginning and I'm just now starting to talk about it, so becoming comfortable with even saying, I got merch, I got a book, because I didn't want to ever come across like I'm out here to sell you because that's not it. You know what I'm saying?
And I know that most people, when they hear that, but see, I want to say this, right? Because you are the brand. These are just props to your brand, right? So to me, when I see everything that you are offering, it is your brand. So how you're doing it is beautiful. you are selling you.
Yeah.
So these things like you are doing now with your book club and different things, it's going to grow, sis. You already know that. You're consistent. You don't care if the kids come in the room. It's a part of you. So don't worry about that. You're doing great.
Thank
Don't
you.
put the worry energy on it. You're very inspiring. You see, I know your backdrop and stuff because I see what it is.
Yeah.
I I will talk to you a little bit later in another way. You know what I'm saying? But I feel you are excellent. It's no worries. You are marketing. When you watch a McDonald's commercial, at the end, they say McDonald's come and get the $9.99. But in the whole time, you're drawn into McDonald's, and that's what you are. So no worries, sis.
Thank you. Because that's what I was talking to Dre last night, where I was just like, it's like a combination on a lock where you're just like, back up. I was watching a K-drama. I love my K-dramas. And this woman was at like a flea market and they were selling these pants. And she was like, man, if you add a couple more zeros on these pants, you could sell it to rich people simply because you added the zeros. And it made me make the connection in my head, because life is a classroom. Don't take anything for granted. It made me make the connection in my head that I was just like, people will buy the product once you figured out how to bring the value to them. You know what I'm saying? And so as I try to figure out how to package and market this, because at the end of the day, my family is like, bitch, get a job. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm trying to package and market this thing so that this can sustain me so I can continue teaching. And it's just like trying to figure out how to get the combination in there the right way where people are willing to part with their money.
When people I know what I support you because of your energy, right? Your light has no competition in it, right? However, there's a group of people that need that competitive spirit to see a value.
Yeah.
And that is why restaurants will come with, I got the same thing as McDonald's, but it's my way. You feel me?
Yes.
So you have something to offer people and you're trying to show them the value.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you're journaling, you're diarying, I don't know, vlogging, TikToking. Jay-Z said, I'm going to say this. Jay-Z said, keep on trying. Try all the ideas, but that one idea, when it hits, you'll know.
And I believe I'm in it. It's just, I believe it's the book. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I believe it's the book is because I've always been doing things like, just know, you don't have to know, but just know I've always been doing things, trying to reach people, trying to help and heal people. Excuse me. And so I had my first breakthrough.
You have a TikTok shop, correct?
Yes. But my thing. Go ahead.
I started reading your book because this is a combination that's coming to me now. Just going to let spirit walk through me. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when I was reading your book, the first word that popped into my mind was, this is a shadow work journal. Mm-hmm. What is the thing that's the most on your TikTok page?
Shadow work?
Aha!
It is. Yo, I received that too. When I was reading this, I was like, this isn't a book. This is like
a shadow work journal. You need to
Yes.
promote your book with those words, okay? Oh,
Yo, confirmation, because what happened was I was reading this, and even at the end of the chapters, and I give what I see. Look, when I wrote this book, shadow work wasn't a thing, and when I started hearing about shadow work, I thought that was demonic, satanic stuff. And then somebody explained it to me, and they were like, "Oh, I actually have a chapter in here that's talking about doing shadow work, but I didn't know that's what it was." You know, just asking
and
why.
you need to make a video with your TikTok shop with that book and say what you just said. When I was doing shadow work, it wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized when I was writing this book and I reread my book,
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh,
Mm-hmm.
those videos get about 595,000 views and likes. And
I need it, girl. I'm gonna do it because that's what I was thinking when I was working. And so I was like, yeah, I do give you the little journal work at the end of the chapter, but if you are truly out here healing, your margins need to be marked up. Your margins need to be marked up with just.
and guess what is the other confirmation? So the book, like I said, you inspired me to write more into my book. Okay, I'm not going to say the whole word. My book is called The Pedo Daughter. Okay, the
DOOR.
PEDO files daughter.
Daughter. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh. It's my shadow side, or how it got me to be here, my roots, my beginnings, my life, my, you just going through like just the first couple pages, it just hit me like write more, it just came out. So that's when I was like, this is a shadow work journal. This encouraged me more, and just your the little light language that I read opened up another light portal in me, and it made me write. Well talk.
And I was like, Fatima ain't gonna be able to do nothing with this book. She know all this stuff already, but it ain't about that. It's so much
No,
deeper than that.
it is. It is. You allow the book, just from the little bit I read, and I'm going to read more. And I want to go over, and I understood what you were saying, when don't just go through this, like it's little sections, like let those let them marinate,
Mm-hmm.
right? So just reading the little sections that I read made me kept pondering over them and over them. And then just today, I had my grandson right now. My daughter had to go to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made me stop. That moment, it was like, Spirit was like, put one down. Because I kept going, I'm reading a book, and just something else hit me because I'm reading one sentence. Um, and it just hit me like, wow. It triggered something in me, in a good trigger. I pulled it for me because your insight allowed me to observe me from another light, like a kaleidoscope.
Man,
Yes.
man, you better go off, sis.
And
This,
so I know, I know you have many, many gifts that you don't spare spiritually. You're very humble. Um, light work you're doing in that book, in your book, is a blessing that many people need.
mm. And maybe it's because I don't know I'm doing it.
And that's why I'm saying humble, and because it's not cockiness, it's your natural nature, it's your gift. Um, they need to go ahead and get it, because they gonna wish they did.
I'm
They
saying,
can get it anyway.
I
Yeah.
have, I've always said, y'all need to get your hands on this book, but I have always came back to, are you saying it because you wrote it? And
Mm-mm.
I'm just like, no, because just like my videos. That's why I filmed that video. I was just like, look, I'm pouring my soul into this stuff, and how come, if 10 people seen the video, there should be 10 shares, there should be 10 likes, there should be 10 comments. Why? Because I know I helped you. Why wouldn't you gift somebody else with this? And yes, on the other side of it, yes, my platform grows. I appreciate it. But guess what? I'm not out here trying to get you to buy this Sharpie. I'm trying to sell a Sharpie, and damn it, sell all these Sharpies. Share my video so everybody can buy a Sharpie. No, this is healing evolution. This is changing your life. My videos are helping people change their lives. Why wouldn't you share that just like you share a skit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm planning on because I needed to change. I don't know, spirit, work how it work, and change the direction of, not really changing, but changing the direction of the videos.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a lot in regards to your book. I'm gonna take something from it and and make a video about it, referencing back to the book. I really think that more people should support you. And the thing is, people are talking about like Remy Ma now and the Black Love, and that's on a celebrity level, okay?
Yeah.
But y'all on a celebrity level to me, right? You
Yeah.
are the real thing. It's not you ain't got on the fake weed. I'm not knocking nobody that do that.
Yeah.
It's entertainment on a reality level, not all dressed up. Now people are viewing the reality level because
Yeah.
it was all the facade, and now now they seeing that she cheating or whatever, and that's a part of life. I'm not knocking her choices. Who knows why, if she even did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that your family, your life, the children, everything that you say, your experiences from a feminine, healing, divine perspective is what this world needs, and you're offering it freely.
Yes.
Now, when you be on your own station, then they gonna get it, but it's okay. It's coming, sis.
Yes. I had to come to a space of resolve where I was like, okay, let me just go and get me a job and let this thing marinate how it's gonna marinate, because the whole pressure and all of that was, and I learned this from Tabitha Brown months ago, but of course, the idea of going and getting a soul crushing job is just, it's not soul crushing to everybody, but for me, in my divinity, it's just like, you're not supposed to be doing this, you're not supposed to be doing this, you're wasting your time, so, but I was able to do it peacefully with just Dre. But now that my kids are involved in the chat, and again, the family meeting is posting to our YouTube channel as the apple turns, so check that out. Yeah. But they're not letting me have peace anymore. And I was just like, okay, either I could bump up against them, not allowing me to have peace, or I could look at it as divinity saying, okay, sis, let's just put some training wheels on this thing until it can ride on its own, because you're putting unnecessary pressure on it when it just needs to marinate and percolate in the time that it needs to marinate and percolate.
Okay. I want to say this from my. I'm not married now. I've been single for about 5 years. So what happened was I had to go work. When I was used to being provided for and just taking care of the home, right? So I work in a field where I enjoyed what I did, so it didn't feel like I was going to work, right? However, Spirit has a way of saying, okay, this is what you could do, but honey, you got all of these gifts. What you got to go ahead and work on this too. So, but you still got to keep a roof over your head because ain't nobody providing, spirit providing all that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But you got to go ahead and keep. So, I was working. I was going out and I had a good job where I was working the 12-hour shifts. So, I only worked 3 days, 1 week. So I had 4 days off. And then 1 week, the next week I would work 4 days and have 3 days off. So that gave me a lot of time. But then Spirit was like, all this is called. You need to go ahead. When it start falling apart, it's time to grow in another way.
Yeah.
So Spirit was like, work from home.
Yeah.
So I got, I work from home. But now that is doing something else. So I know that the business side has to kick in some more, but it flows to you. Every part flows to you. So
Mm-hmm.
you may have to, I'm not telling you in particular, but maybe it is like it's a whole lot of, and I'll send you some links or
Yeah.
on YouTube. Some people think they are it's called, one of them is called Arise, right?
Mm-hmm.
You create your own hours and you make about $20 an hour.
The link.
Okay. It's not fake. And you will have to, you pay for the little training part.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. You pay for the training of whatever they got. Maybe you're working customer service for Home Depot. Tax season is about to come up. You make $30 an hour doing that. You might have to pay $14 for the class. So what?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can create your own hours. You are in charge. It is your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will definitely send it to you.
Yes, because I'm also talking to another young lady who pretty much gave me the blueprint, like what you see manifesting here on social media at the beginning. I move a lot differently. It's like different people just, and that's why I know that I'm moving in divinity, because different people like you hopping on here and telling me this is a shadow work journal, like this is no mistake. You know what I'm saying? Especially you receiving your book on the day to come on my live and give me that information. So
I didn't
you
even know you had a group, a book club. I swear I didn't. You
I
can't tell me this ain't divine.
I'm telling you. And
Right.
you hopped on my live before, which may have prompted you to buy the book, but the timing of it all, I mean,
Right.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful because you just gave me a new marketing perspective that I when I was reading the book, I was just like, this is so much more than just a book. Like, I've never read a book like this before. And again, it's mine. So I'm just like, well, of course you never read a book like this. It's yours. But I'm reading this and I'm just like, this shit is feeding me and I wrote it, you
Right.
know? And so I was just like,
It's really not ego that you're saying that either. And people need to see that from see the owner of McDonald's or Sam Walmart or whoever ain't in their commercial.
yeah,
They're allowing other people to promote even these little videos that come across, even the little games like, do you want to make $500 a day? Like, it's not the company owner. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
people that they see. So what I feel by me journaling, this is, I'm telling you, the spirit was just all over me today, right? So by me journaling, as I'm reading video vlogging, as I'm reading your book, people is going to see it manifest.
boom,
Everything.
boom. It just starts
And it's nothing.
working.
It's all love. I love my sisters. I do. I really, I will support. I do support. And I'm not looking for support back. That's love. Like, and if you see that someone is needing of this love in this type of way, offer it, right?
Exactly.
I've and I ain't knocking it. I've supported businesses on here. People that I meet, and I don't care, because if we say we want our people to raise, why not just do a little bit? Share the video.
Yeah.
Send it to
Especially,
somebody that they need to hear this.
yeah.
That's it. It's not always money.
That's because look, that's where, and I think it's a psychology because I'm not that way. I even find myself, even knowing this, I'll find myself on YouTube having to go back to a video and be like, oh yeah, let me make sure I liked it. Having to go back and do those things because as consumers, it's a completely different mindset than a creator. As a creator, I know I'm supposed to like, I know I'm supposed to share, I know I'm supposed to comment, I know I'm supposed to do these things because that is what support looks like in these here internet streets. And this is what kind of influences the algorithm to do what the algorithm does. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, but not really. But anyway, we have to, and I got a community of a bunch of older Black women
Mm-hmm.
who just on this here ticky-tacky,
Right.
and they don't necessarily know how to actually support through, you know what I'm saying? So it's also training people how to use social media because the lady I was talking about before who taught me the whole thing that I'm on when I first started, the trading comment for comment and follow for follow and all that energy, that came
Mm-hmm.
from this lady named Shay over on Facebook who introduced me to Facebook Reels, and it was superficial. There were no
Yeah.
relationships being built. It was really people just sitting on your video for 3 seconds and saying, way to go,
Right.
those types of things. But I took that ideology and brought it over to TikTok, and
Mm-hmm.
I've created sisterhood. I've met you, I've bonded with you. So, I took that formula and
Mm-hmm.
brought it over here, and that's where all of this came from. But, I don't know why I started talking about that, but it was probably relevant when I first started.
But I get it. Because what you was talking about,
You had to learn.
viewing it as a consumer,
Yeah.
right? And this is what sparked when you were talking about it. Most Black people did not, when we were in school, we didn't get economics. We didn't learn economics. We learned how to consumers. We learn to pay out and not buy into, especially our own people, until it hit up somewhere where white people have accepted it.
Girl, I made
We,
a video and I deleted it because I was like, this too raw for him. This too raw.
but you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We did not learn economics. Why? Why was that the common thing? When I went to school in the suburbs, we had economics class, but in the hood, when I was in the hood, we didn't have economics class. They didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
Therefore, you know what? At that time, let me tell, and this was then, I ain't gonna tell my age, but when we was reading, one of the projects was to read consumer reports
Mm-hmm.
and write a report on what we read and how much money that they were consuming, yada yada yada, right? And how much is put out, how much profit can you make on this product? And one of the products that we were looking at was Nike, me and my group. It took, at the time, back in the day, Jordans, it took, with making it in China, the box, the shoestrings, sewing it together, labor, materials, everything. Consumer Reports said it was $3 to make a pair of Jordans.
Mm.
Mostly everybody in the hood school that I was going to, and this was, in my neighborhood, because I grew up in the hood, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They had a pair of Jordans.
Yeah. You weren't nobody without them.
Right. You wasn't nobody, but I wasn't raised like that. I don't care. I wear Laverne and Shirley's, and what you going to do about it? Okay? What you going to say? And I look nice. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You only got them Jordans because it's Easter, bruh. I get, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so so I'm just saying that we have learned to consume. We live in a place where we won't even. I grew up where my parents were. Well, my mother was a vegetarian. My father, we grew up in a place where we were taught to grow our foods and eat to live, and that was an oddity. Spirituality was an oddity when I was growing up. They thought we were weird talking about you are God. You are. That was weird talk. Okay.
Yeah.
So I already seen it as a child how we were consumed by being sold. And our people have been trained not to support each other. It's a training, monkeys.
Yes.
So when I see that, when you were saying that in your content, I understood you from multiple layers. And I understood that also our people suffer from ego the most. And we're blinded by it because it's our natural nature. And I'm not talking about anything that the other man has put on us or anything. I'm talking about our stiff-necked, hard-hearted, rebellious energy where we are fighting each other because of color of skin, size of waist, you don't talk like this, you don't got this on, ego, you have to wear a hair that isn't ethnically belonging to you. Ego. You have to wear makeup because somebody said that this makes you beautiful and your natural nature. And then you'll come up with an excuse. Well, I bought it. I paid for it. I know I'm beautiful. But let me see you get on the camera like, oh, excuse me, I got this on. I don't got my makeup. You don't even like who you are. Ego.
You stepping on toes, sis, and I love it.
Sorry, I'm just talking.
You talking and talk.
And so I understood they need to hop on your book. And this is not me saying this for any kind of cloud. What kind of cloud I'm going to get for paying for something? Unless I see the worth in it. I see the worth in you, sis. I see the worth in your family, sis. I see the worth in your energy. I see the worth in your spirit. I see the worth in all the work that you put. When you said you used to do this because you thought that was cute because your mother wasn't in your life. So you thought by being sexual, that was attractive. You know how heavy that is to explain that about you? To talk freely with confidence about the thing that women are knocked down for. We're called hoes for expressing ourselves in this masculine world with sexuality where we're taught to be this way. Then we're knocked down for it. People need to open that book. Even if it's someone that really wants your book, the ego needs to be sat down and be like, sis, I really want your book, but I'm having a hard time. And not even that, because guess what? I grew up running a community center too. Okay, so I also know that there's black people that lie, want to get on that bandwagon when they see positive black people thinking. Okay, and you always want somebody to give. No, what we can do is get some sisters to get together, everybody $1 something, and get you the book. But we really want to see some production of it.
Yeah.
This is for the clout of your soul, not a clout of you getting on the bandwagon because somebody got a number of followers. This is about enriching your soul. This ain't about $1, but if you need you need the book, open your mouth, sis.
Yeah.
If you can't afford it and you really want to support, if you're really about the journaling into your soul and the journey into your soul to be a better version of you, or if you really tired, watch this sister videos every day. Please. Get this sister book. every day and read it. Nobody's asking you to go ahead and just go, but maybe you need to, because you'll sit and watch The Color Purple. What you think The Color Purple is? Shadow work. And you can solve all Miss Silly problems and tell her what to do, but can you tell yourself what to do? Did you observe you and tell you what to do, to how to heal you? You got the answers to everybody else. You need to look into the narcissist in you, because we all got it.
Pop your shit, sis.
She
Pop
said, oh,
your...
I know this is confirmation.
She did. She said she has a video in her draft talking about everybody out here in costumes. I was like, girl, you better publish that video.
You better. And let me tell you this, too. And this is just on my spirit because you said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you in front of that camera and you start hearing or feeling negative things about you and you don't post something because of some way you look, then you got some work to do on you, sis. Because you're talking negatively to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Those women that just post videos about and looking, you don't never see them. They just got the words and ducking out the camera. They need to do some shadow work into how they talking to themselves. They need to shed some light within them to go ahead and love you.
They scared, sis.
Smart.
They scared.
Yeah.
They feel that complacency and acceptance of the space that they're in is far greater because look, oh, and I know this, a woman who's never had a good spouse doesn't believe that there's good spouses out there until they experience a good spouse. A person who's never experienced something does not believe that it is tangible and real. And even the people who are telling them about it, they're like, they must be lying because I ain't ever experienced it. So this level of healing that you're talking about, it's so widely flodged and costumed, as our sis said, that even though we hear people saying that it's possible, most of the people saying it's possible have not truly experienced it. Therefore, we are afraid, and so it is safer. It is more comfortable to be uncomfortable. In self-hate and degrading ideologies and those types of things, there is more comfort in that than the discomfort of waking the fuck up and knowing who the fuck you are.
Let me say this about me, right?
Tell it, sis.
I was married, I was married, I had children, I got, all that stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I had an awakening. I had an awakening, and I never lost the sight of love, right? I had my son die. My son passed away. I was in love, honey. I didn't have to work. I never had to drive. I still don't know how to drive to this day because I was taken everywhere, okay? Mm-hmm. Go to work, go to the movie, wherever I want to go. I was drive. I didn't, what? Okay, and I'm not saying that in a beautiful way, right? I'm saying that I went through abuse as well. I went through a lot of things that I couldn't understand why he would say this to me because I'm a good woman. But I also realized when my son passed away that all these things, that had to happen to me. And people get uncomfortable when I start talking about it because they're uncomfortable with themselves. That had to happen to me. It was the most beautiful and saddest thing that happened to me because it was awakening like, oh, baby, these things are happening to you because you need to love you more. No matter how much you're doing and paying the bills and stuff, you don't have to accept any of those things. You are loved. Mm-hmm. You ain't off and you don't got to accept. It'll be all right. I had to start talking to myself. And these are the things that I knew, but I kept laying them dormant because of Bill or whatever. But the universe took my baby. It was a baby away from me. And again, all that time, and it's me in a new relationship, in a new marriage I had left. I was married before, previous to that. And when I married this new man, let me tell you, let me add on to it. I married this new man, okay? My ex decided to kidnap my children. This is a real story. At the same time, I lost my baby. All of these things is falling down. And in that moment, it was light that shed on me, not sadness and darkness. I stood up. And I still know love is the force. It didn't blind me. I am attracting the love that I deserve. That is me. And it's going to come in a divine timing, right on time. I ain't even waiting for it. It's already on its way.
Yes.
But the people have to realize, and I know you probably wrote about something like this in this book. Not, they have to realize that they're feeding themselves the dark and not the light. You are saying there's no good men. That's what you're going to get every time then.
Every time.
Because you feed that energy. Your body don't, you know what? Speak it into existence. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Ain't no good men. Every man and not out on the outside of you ain't no good. You got to be honest with yourself. You ain't no good. I wasn't no good. My house was perfect, honey. I had gold glasses when the company came over to visit, when his little friends would come watch the game and stuff. They would always want to come because it was perfect. I had perfect vases, gold, everything. But my spirit was off because I don't like how you talk to me, sir. You told me you prayed to God for me, and you don't treat me like a prayer. You treat me like a sometime. I'm a blessing. You said I'm a blessing to you, but you treat me like a sometime, sir. It's time for me to go. He didn't understand. His spirit was off. Because I went for everything. I was like, okay, it's all right. That's just how he is. But it ain't sit right on my spirit. Everything left. I had so many tower moments. When you talk about when they start falling apart, let me tell you something. I have a 6-bedroom house in Michigan, right? Spirit want me to go. That's my house. My name is on the deed. It's always paid for, okay?
Yeah.
Spirit said, you ain't staying here. You ain't staying here. What you talking about? I had got comfortable because I had to pay no bill. I own my house. The only thing I had to do is pay my light bill, right? And the taxes once a year.
Yeah.
Okay. My light bill and it got to have Wi-Fi. So what? I could live on $100. I could eat $50. So I just got complacent. I was like, I got a house. He going blah blah blah. Spirit said, you ain't staying here.
You ain't staying.
You ain't staying here. Spirit had one day I heard this noise like cluck cluck. I played the water bill now. Okay. I heard cluck cluck. I said, what the? I looked outside. The water company is turning off my water, sis. I said, what you doing? He was like, I call the office. I called the office. Somebody made a fake deed, a quick claim deed saying they had strayers in their property. They was trying to push me. I called the lady. I said, ma'am, look at the deed. They could pull it up at the water company. You know what I'm saying? And then she seen my name. She was like, sir, why did you come in here with this? She said, well, ma'am, we could turn it back on, but you need this. I said, it's not my fault. Well, how I got to pay to turn it back on today? I was like, I ain't got no money. I ain't had no money. Spirit said, I told you wasn't staying here. And that's how I got down south. And when I got down south to one destination, I already knew that I wasn't going. Be it that first I went to South Carolina, and then the Spirit was like, "You ain't staying here." So I started saying to myself, "I don't know how it's going to work out, but it's going to work out." Because I know I speak it into existence. And I know Spirit's just going to guide you. I said, I don't know how it's going to work out. It's going to work out. But I've been through so much trauma in my life, and this is a little tingling of it, right? I've been so much trauma in my life, I realized the spirit of my tongue is heavy. Back when? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people have the thing, and I see it in people. And the only reason I could see it in people because it was me. Okay? And they talk about these love and the thing and what they don't have, but they don't even really have confidence in what they want. You know what? They do. They don't have confidence in what they need. It's
They
a
don't know
difference.
who they are. They don't know who they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking for a minute. I'm sorry, sis.
You're fine. No. They're out here. What I received from that is, it don't matter how big our world is, right? When we are moving in our divinity, look, we can live in these false realities as long as we separate from God in divinity. But the moment that we align with divinity and we seek our higher selves, whatever false reality we have created for ourselves, it'll start compressing upon us. And it starts really, really small, where you just recognize the way that you're treated from your spouse. Like, hold up, this money don't make this feel okay. You know what I'm saying? And so your life starts contracting around yourself, and you've surrounded yourself with people who, even though you're feeling the literal grips around you, they're not receptive in the respect where they're just like, well, you don't deserve to be talked to that way. So, okay, I'll correct it, but divinity, God will start shrinking your world so small, you'll start losing everything. And we're too busy focused on the devil is busy, when in reality, God is like, sis, you ain't even supposed to be here.
I love it when the devil come around, actually,
Please
because
do.
he lets you know it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Thank you, devil. Thank you.
I appreciate you scooting my ass up out of here. I was dragging my
Right.
feet
Right.
expeditiously.
Expeditiously. Thank you.
Yes.
You know what? One of the things he said to me was, it was our son. See my, the husband. I'm gonna call him the husband. Was a manifestation for me. That's how I know the other manifestation coming. Okay, he was a manifestation for me. He was spiritual. We could talk the same languages. We had, spiritual languages, other languages, these words, we could talk the same languages. We had the same background and different things. And it was good until it wasn't, right? What he said to me, that was one of the first awakenings to me to go, well, the last one, because he was like, well, it's my son. This was the love. Like, I've never felt love like this. He said, well, you're going to have to get over it, because I've been through this before. I had a baby die before, so. I said, baby, he ain't had to say it twice.
Yeah.
He didn't have to say it twice.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, first of all, he already know what the divine feminine is. I don't need you, sir. It kicked all the way in. I don't need you, sir. This is divine over here. You wouldn't be here without me. With confidence. You wouldn't be here without me, sir. Furthermore, you could never fathom how I feel, because you never could hold a baby in your womb. You have breasts, sir, but you can't produce life from that breast. Okay? You probably need to put on a bra. I never said that to you, but now I fully see them things, okay? Now you look ugly to me.
Yeah.
Now the spirit of you is ugly for you to even come out your mouth with that. Baby, he tried to do all kind of things to me. I was doing talk radio at the time. He did all kind of things to me and tried to knock me off my course. And I was like, that ain't even, I left the radio station. I said, y'all can have this, because it's going to be greater than you can ever imagine. And then y'all going to be trying to, hey, remember I got this recording when she was on our station, and when you play it, you going to pay me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They can have it all. Falling apart is beautiful.
Yes.
Ouch! That's my grandbaby child. That's the Huxtables over here.
That's right. No, that's the unnecessary fear. Fear is not of God. Fear is not of a divinity. If you are afraid to release because you don't know what's on the other side, you already hustling backwards. You holding on to stuff that does not serve you today, and you know it doesn't serve you, or you wouldn't be asking the questions you're asking. So if you know it's not serving you, let's release fear and get excited about the possibilities, because if we know that we have manifested our present reality, which we have, intentionally or unintentionally, effort put forth or no effort put forth, regardless of if, like I say, you're teaching your child even in your silence. So if you are not addressing a situation, then they are drawing their own conclusion. Same thing with living your life. If you are not intentionally living your life is going to manifest based off of your absence of attention. And so if you are fearful to actually focus attention on your life, but you realize you created this mess, what the hell can you create if you actually tried?
And that vulnerability, you were kind of talking about it earlier, is being free to look at you, realizing that you are holding you back, nothing else, because you have the fear to be vulnerable with you. You don't have to be vulnerable with anybody else. Be
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable with yourself.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. That's why people. I had a friend who, me and my husband got in an argument. Me and my husband always, well, not an argument, just a discussion. It used to be arguments in the past. We would get on arguments on Facebook because he expresses his feelings on Facebook, not to me. You know, I'm healing through that. But he posted something and I responded to him and I just came up underneath and I was like, look, because he said, you act like I don't know who I am, but he starts quoting all these things from his past to prove he knows who he is. I was like, yeah, you know who you were, but I'm challenging you to know who you are. So, and I used some language. I did, and it wasn't, the energy wasn't there. But like you said, where you told him you need to wear a bra, matter of factly, where you said what you needed to say because it was the truth. I said what I needed to say to my husband, which was the truth. And people on the outside looking in were just like, oh my God, I can't believe. So a friend of mine posted a couple of days later. She was like, what you'll never do is me complaining about my spouse on the internet or blah, blah, blah. And it may or may not have been directed towards me. Doesn't matter. In the past, I may have felt the energy, but in this space, I'm just like, that's your truth, sis. And so I had to time my response a couple days later where I was just like, this is why I cuss my husband out publicly. This is why I live my life out loud, because I have been called divinely to do the things that I do. I will post a video where I'm talking to my daughter and I'm like, you're right, I was a hoe. I'll post a video where me and my husband are going back and forth. We can do these things publicly. Why? Because by doing that, we are showing the possibilities to those people who feel so trapped in their lives, who don't even believe that they have a voice. You can't believe that I talk to my husband like that, but you also see the freedom that someone has to be able to correct their spouse and it not result in whatever it is that you're used to resulting is. So the reason why I do the things that I do is because, one, I was called to do it. This is my divinity. And I know it's so weird to hear someone say, you called to tell all your business. Yes, I was called to live my life purposefully and out loud. So I'm not ashamed of nothing. And I tell it all. Why? Because God told me in order to lift the veil that we live under as people, we must walk in our truths. So you must demonstrate that walk. And as you demonstrate that walk, other people will begin to walk in their truths and tell their reality. And you do not have to post a video. You do not have to have a public disagreement with your spouse. You haven't been called to do any of those things. And if you do those things, you will probably ruin your life.
You're setting the trend for
Yes.
people to live in their truth authentically. Like, I don't feel it's a I feel that it's beautiful to express how you feel. Because this person, see, that's that masculine ideology that we've been suppressed and oppressed under, to not be able to express what we stop it. He's slapping me.
That's all right.
So not to be able to express ourselves to a man.
Yeah.
To a man exactly what he's doing. Some of them need to be checked. A lot of them need to be checked.
Yes, please.
We were on a live. I was on a live yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. So a guy came in and he said the host was talking about her sexuality. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, you just need the right kind of man. You just need a real man that's going to be aggressive to get you together. So my question to him was, first question, are you attracted to men? Of course, he got offended by that. Mm-hmm. He said, hell no. I was like, okay, I didn't ask you to offend you. But so if you're not attracted to the same sex, how could you tell someone else how to be if that's what they're attracted to, right? Mm-hmm. And he went on his tangent. So and I was like, okay, so my next question is, why do you feel that your organ, I said why do you feel your organ can straighten someone out? Yeah. But that is the underlying masculine ideal. I really feel that women are trying to push their version of love onto a being that is less than them.
Like I said, they come in and then they set standards. They secure the man and then they try to have standards when you secured the wrong man, sis. Standards up front. Yeah.
A man will allow you to be who you are, but if you don't know who you are, then you're gonna go for that testosterone energy that's made to conquer. Yeah. That's all it know how to do. That's why they make them noises when they doing that thing. That's most of their noise. Okay.
I had one that used to growl like a lion, girl.
Right.
I was like, this is what's necessary. Okay.
They got that conquering energy. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's what their divine purpose is. So that's why, they do, and that's why they go hard. That testosterone is very aggressive. So that's why they get aggressive when it comes to emotion. It's aggression. Mm-hmm. So now you're under this, their version of love when your love is dominant, really. Mm-hmm. It's the leading type of love. It is nurturing. They can't even understand nurturing on a spiritual level the way that women can. We hold babies in our womb. We hold the mitochondrial DNA that goes back before goes back. Mm-hmm. So we are the divine ones. And it upsets me when men try to talk about the divine feminine. You do not understand it. You understand the theory of it, but you don't understand the essence of it. So shut up. So when women like that talk about, I would never talk to my spouse like that because you trained. You're afraid to be you, sis. You know everything he ain't saying. And I don't care how you bend over, do whatever. If you ain't aligned right, it ain't gonna work. If you don't know that you the queen for real, you get ran.
Yeah. Definitely. I agree, and we just have a lot of work to do, and I'm just happy that slowly we are opening up to it in a lane for us, i.e., you and I, and others like us, truth tellers, who actually not only can identify the problem, but give possible solution. You know what I'm saying? And like I was telling my son last night, I was like, I don't want anyone to think like me, or because that's my husband's complaint. You're mad because I don't think like you. I'm not always going to agree with you. I was like, no, I just want you to think, period, to have a conversation, and to be able to enter into the conversation that I am trying to have. You must start thinking. You cannot robotically continue to go through life. And that makes people just so uncomfortable when they cannot give their typical robotic reactive brain response, but they actually have to move into logical brain, which is something that many of us don't even realize we're not doing. So when I tell my husband, I was like, you're not even used to thinking. He was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I think all the time. I was like, if your consciousness exited your body, could your body live your life? Could your body have your conversations? Then you're not thinking. And so, it just bumps up against so many things within him. It bumps up against so many things within other people, just to see me, especially me as a Black woman, and me as a Black mother, and me as a Black wife, moving the way that I move. But I attribute it to, my years in the suburbs, and I attribute it to, my years with this white stepmother. So I wasn't completely indoctrinated in the Black way. You know what I'm saying? I received other thoughts and philosophies, and I was raised by so many different people that I was like, okay, this is right. Okay, now this is right. Okay, now this is right. Okay, now this is right. And so now I'm able to embrace all these different ways of living, because I've had to adapt to all these different ways of living. And so now I can come and, yeah, I understand you've been programmed and you've been trained to shrink yourself in front of a man, especially a Black man, which he only gets respect because his skin is Black and he has genitalia. He has done nothing else to earn your respect, but off top, we're supposed to respect him. I know that you have been taught and trained to shrink yourself in front of that. But the true order of things is he's supposed to follow your leadership. Now, in him following your leadership, you are a leader worth following, which roots back to leading by example. So every woman is not worthy to be followed. So now we must raise our sons, and our men must be able to identify the type of woman they need to align their life with in order to elevate them. But elevation and growth and progress is coming from the female. Can't nobody tell me different.
Right. I agree. I know you have, I see your family, I watch your videos. You have a daughter, you have sons, right? You have, and I know that even, I don't know if you can remember when you were pregnant with them, it felt different. The girl's pregnancy feels different from the boy's pregnancy. And then when they come on the other side, the girl develops a lot faster. She does things a lot faster than the boy, right? They potty train faster. And that tells me genetically we're superior. We have to be. We hold the babies.
Man, we're first developed in the womb. Before the male genitalia develops, we're all females.
Right.
So there's so many things, if we could get out of this patriarchy, that points to the fact that the Black female, no
Right.
no disrespect to anyone else, but the Black female, Black can make white, white cannot make Black, therefore Black is the creator. Female can make man, man cannot make female, therefore the female is the creator. So the Black female is that which should be constantly evolving themselves, growing themselves to their highest potential, because they are the leaders within their homes, within their communities, within their societies, within the world. So if enough females, if enough Black women, and then just women in general, but if enough women came into their true identity, their true selves, how miraculous the change would happen across our worlds. and I say worlds because we all live in our own world, but the evolution that would transpire that could really change what the fuck is going on out there.
Right.
Our power.
Our power.
It is so just overlooked and just beaten out of us, and we're just to believe, just programmed and trained. And that's why I do what I do publicly. People can question me, how dare you, how are you going to post this on the internet? Because now there's a conversation being had. Either the conversation is being had like, how can she post this? Or the conversation is being had like, damn, I'm not alone. Ooh, she showed me how to approach this conversation. I had a child that was contemplating unaliving themselves. I posted that video, and some man came up under my post and was like, man, I wish I had this information because a month ago, my 10-year-old unalived themselves. And he was like,
Wow.
I wish I knew to have these conversations. And
Right.
I was just like, and that's why I post the stuff that I post. Will my kids grow up and I can't believe you posted a video about me peeing in the bed? I know. So what? Somebody's going to tease you today, but guess what? We taught a parent how, and I feel bad because I just encouraged my family. I was like, you guys got to be the guinea pigs. That's not the language I'm using, but that's the way I feel. Like, yes, we are having some conversations that may come back and you may feel a certain way later in life. You're fine because I get permission now. Like, hey, can I post this? Sure. But who knows, as they continue to walk in their life and somebody gets a hold of it and they start trying to be ugly about it, and now they're in a situation that doesn't feel good. But that's why I'm feeding them and giving them the confidence to be able to walk in, because guaranteed that motherfucker who's judging you has either done what they're judging you over or they've done worse. And they are so insecure in themselves that they can't focus on themselves. They got to focus on something you did 6 years ago. Go tell them to mind their goddamn business.
I like how you express your journeys, your family. I love, not like, I adore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes I'm grateful for the mother that I have, because my mother would give it raw dog dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me exactly like it is, what she's been through, what to expect out of me. She did it all. And I'm grateful for that, because it gave me a role model to my model after with my children. Like with my oldest daughter, some people are listening to our conversation and be like, "That's your daughter. Why is she talking like? Why do I have to curb the way she express herself?" Right?
Yeah.
But I also had people hide, or seeing people hide their life from their children. Their children will be erroneous or clueless. I'm not erroneous, clueless
Mm-hmm.
to, your mom used to be a hoe. What you talking about? You know what I mean?
And
Your
but
mom used to, but why not share that to see this is what and this is how I evolved.
yeah.
My dad, your dad, I don't know who your father. I had a friend, a family member, didn't know who his father was his
Mm-hmm.
whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Every time, I mean, this is an adult man, and every time he would go talk to his mother, when we was little, she'd be like, "Don't ask me about that man. Get away from me."
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know anything about his father at all.
And her
A lot
problem
of people,
better.
and why your dad wasn't right, and because these are the choices that I made. I laid down with a man that I hardly knew,
Mm-hmm. Not
and
me.
we had a baby, and then he didn't want to accept the baby. I'm not mad at him. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stopping you from getting to know him if he wants to accept you in his life or any of those things. I don't know his family. I don't know his grandmother. I don't know those sides of the family. I don't even know my grandfather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, we need to start having these open, honest, and not walking around with shame of how your life was formed. Still, you can be great.
It's
You can look at any celebrity if people need those people to reference, right?
mm-hmm.
They never have a pretty background. None of them. Oprah, Michael Jackson, Prince,
None of
whoever you choose to look at,
mm-hmm.
none of them had just a Leave It to Beaver life.
Yeah.
They didn't, and they all express their changes, and what made them. Who I was watching? Kobe Bryant, and he was saying nobody wanted to play basketball with him.
Mm-hmm.
When he was on the court, people was like, "Oh man, you can't play." He said that made him get up every day and go out there.
Yeah.
You know how much strength that take to see, like, I know I could play. Y'all just need to give me a chance. But I ain't got to prove it to nobody. I'm going to prove it to myself, you see?
Mm-hmm.
Oprah said she did this. She went to this place and they didn't accept her. But then the one place that did, she knew it was coming. See?
Mm-hmm.
She saw it within herself.
Yeah.
That's what your book is talking about. That's how I know it's the ish.
And I receive it 110%.
Even the title, and I'm gonna stop talking. Right, even the title, you cross out. Even the title is a language, right? It says, "What's the worst?" Worst is crossed out. Best thing that can happen. The beginning. What is the bottom saying? Because I'm not seeing it in my face right now. The beginning being.
Yeah.
Right. The beginning being. Being is a constant state. So just from the title, I knew it was shadow work. What's the worst? Then you cross it out. The best thing that can happen. So right from the title, it's telling me to change my mindset and look at all of me, however far that I can go back into my current now state. And look at it. I always existed. Now look at me with total honesty. None of those parts are shameful.
Not one.
It is the best things that can happen to you, you see?
Yes.
That's why I could say I can talk about my baby being passed, my children being kidnapped. Do you know how much it takes for me to get up every day?
I believe it, sis.
But it's because of the light, the being in me. All of those things happen to me for a divine purpose, please.
Yes. And we are living purposefully and doing the damn thing. So it's like, I'm so happy you and I connected here on this app. And I don't, like, my circle, right? You're probably there's a couple of them, but you're probably one of the content creators that I have identified where I'm just like, I see Sisters hustle. You know what I'm saying? And I see what she's doing out here, and I'm watching you grow. You're one of the ones. There's other content creators that I have identified, and they're still out here and they're still showing up for themselves, and they're not necessarily experiencing the growth that you're experiencing or I'm experiencing. But I'm just watching these women show up for themselves every day, pursuing a dream, whether they're getting the growth or not. And I'm just like, man, just one of us need to hit. You know what I'm saying? Just one of us need to hit. And that's the connective. That's what I received today. I was watching somebody's video, Creatively Ree. She's on here, but she's more active on Instagram. I was watching her video today, and I've watched how her production has changed and how she's telling storylines, and she has a tagline now and all these different things. And I'm just watching her, and I'm just like, I see her coming into herself. And then it just made me think, it ain't even about me hitting, because we're the collective and we're the community. And I already know when Fatima go, I'm going where Fatima goes. When Lonnie goes, Fatima going where Lonnie goes. When Ree hit, like, we're making all these connections with these truly evolved spirits who are doing the work, and they're coming into their own, and they're healing themselves purposefully. And
We're
I
all
just
getting
know
it
we're
together.
all connected, and it's beautiful.
When I see you, I see myself.
Same.
Yeah. When I hear you, I hear myself.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you're talking about you were struggling with the advertising and like say, I don't, because you hardly hear me say, hey, my name is Fatima, and I'm a therapeutic. I don't say that. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to realize it's all going to happen and I don't have to worry about any inch of it.
Man, I'm
So
trying.
I'm saying that to you.
Yeah.
It's going to come, honey. And then I'm going to be like, Lonnie.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, Fatima, let's go, sis.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's gonna happen, sis. We don't gotta use the fancy words that everybody using or whatever. Like you were saying, you was doing shadow work before it was trending. You are the trend,
Yeah.
sis. You are the light, sis. It's going to happen. You're going to have your whole TV shows with cameras everywhere and you're going to do the whole thing and you're never going to have to worry about $1.
Ooh.
And before, if I forget, I want to tell you, arise, because I know we both meander, but we always know we get into the point. Okay. So arise, if you look it up, it's like it's ARISE, and it has like a green little circle
Okay.
with some colors in it. You could Google it.
Okay.
It looks fake, but it's not. Trust me, it's
Okay.
not.
All right. But yeah, send me the links, and yeah, let me know, because like I said, I didn't say this, but I say it in the book. Every time that I've came to this place where I'm just like, okay, this is what I need, within the week I have it. So every time I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and get a job. In the week I got one. So if it was meant for me to have a job, I would have one. You know what I'm
Yup.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I know the pressure on my husband, and I know the pressure shoot on my kids. My kids is helping me pay the bills now. That's how serious it is over here. But and it's like mom is just sitting there recording videos, and I was just like,
Yup. You
when
don't see the worth in
divine
it, you
people,
will.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that's what I told him. I was like, y'all are maintaining the present to give me the peace to build our future.
Right.
You know, but I also understand, I'm finally to the place where I could build this future and still help maintain the present. You know what I'm saying? And
Um,
so I'm trying. You
you
do you have
only
anything
reason
else
I
to
feel this is what I know, right?
tell me?
I suffer. I ain't gonna say that word. I don't. Well, I was at one point in my
Experience.
life suffered with depression very
Mm-hmm.
heavily, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I put things off. So with me getting to work, me making my content every day, it's spirit's showing me to show me, and I'm showing myself. You could do it. It's consistency. It feels good. You know what I mean? I didn't allow the things that happened to me in my life to go back into that dark place.
Mm-hmm.
I live
Mm-hmm.
out loud.
Amen.
So some things happen for a reason, and like your trends, right? You
Yes.
know when spirit is doing a thing, if you want a thing, if it's needed, it's gonna come. So just keep doing you. You got this. You're amazing. I wouldn't even be on your page. I would have been blocked you. You are amazing. And sometimes people can't look into the light because they can't see themselves. The light is blinding. But when the other kind of light shines, they're going to come rushing in, sis. So
Yeah.
get things in line for you the way you need to be. And you know that. You know you can make a mistake because it's an opportunity to grow. You know all that stuff.
Yes, confirmation, sis.
Mm-hmm.
You
So,
you're feeding my spirit. Like I'm not on the ledge where I'm like I'm just gonna quit because it's not producing. I'm finally in the divinity and knowing that everything's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. I'm in that space. My issue is just present tense, and you're speaking the word into me right now. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and if it opens up, it does, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna keep on moving because, you know, it don't hurt to try because I know if I'm supposed to be doing something, it's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen, this is for all of you. If you're supposed to be experiencing something, it's going to happen. Stop getting disappointment at you had, first of all, if you set expectations, you've already set yourself up for disappointment, in my opinion, because the outcome is out of your control. Your only objective was to move in inspiration or in spirit. So if you were told to do something, i.e., show up for that audition, maybe you showed up for that audition because every step that led to that audition was your lessons to learn, but you were so focused on the audition and getting that opportunity that you missed all of this training ground you could have experienced. Therefore, you will have to experience another quote unquote disappointment because you didn't experience the lessons that led to the audition that wasn't supposed to pan out in the first place, but you were focused on the outcome of that audition. You were focused on the outcome of that relationship. You were focused on the outcome of that job interview, XYZ, whatever it is that you were assigning expectation to. You were missing the journey to the road to said expectation, and that outcome ain't yours to determine. Who do you serve? Who truly is in control? And to me, it's divinity. It's not me. I'm just a meat suit going down on this journey. And yeah, there are some outcomes that will make me happy and excited. But guess what? If this don't hit, if this don't hit, if this don't hit, and I
it's
quit and
going
I
in.
quit and I quit, I will never stay around for it to finally fucking hit. And I'm done
And
quitting on myself, and you need to be done quitting on yourself too. Not you, sis, but that was
I
a
get
word.
it.
I delivered.
Essentially, that's what I was saying to you about me working and different things because, and you just picked up on it. And that's what I was saying to you. This don't work. And that's why you said confirmation. It's working.
Amen, sis.
You're the master and the teacher at the same time. You're the student and the teacher at the same
At the
time.
same damn time. And that's what I'm encouraging everybody to become. Like, dude, I may be rare, but I'm not an anomaly. We
You are.
all can do it. And I
You
can
are. I
teach
know.
you. Pick up your textbook.
Yes. Yes.
Alrighty, sis.
Hey, can I offer you something and just one more thing and then okay, so how about, you know, TikTok is about creativity, right?
Yes.
You're very, I love your content. But how about get creative? Like how you threw in your commercial?
Mm-hmm.
Get your whole family involved in a commercial. Make a commercial as your TikTok.
Yes. I will. I will. I just did a skit on, different types of men out there.
I gotta see it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and Dre's involved. So yes, wanting to the one thing that I am running into in my family, and you'll notice a lot of family discussions. The camera is just trained on me because my
Hmm.
family's not necessarily comfortable with always being in front of the camera.
I get it.
And so, but yes, I'm with.
So utilize it.
Sis, I'm gonna tell you what. Once this money starts rolling in, because my family are the black people that have been trained not to support until they see the support. So
Uh,
let me tell you, once this money starts rolling in, these motherfuckers gonna be like, hey,
okay. They want to be all up in the camera, but the
yeah,
baby, the one that snip the hair, the perfect for a commercial. He will listen. He don't care about being in. It don't have to be everybody. Gotta use what you
yeah.
got to get what you want.
Oh yeah, the youngins, the last three, Angel. the 11-year-old girl and the two boys, the 6 and the 4-year-old, they was born in the YouTube generation. They just like what you need.
Okay.
So
So go ahead
definitely.
and because it's for the family, although adults need it, because you need to bring in that inner child. But ask some questions. I don't know. I'm very creative, so that's what I say. You making a, I will if I'm gonna come up with it, and then I'm gonna shoot it to you,
And I
because
will,
I love his energy. It's so, and he's reading those big words, honey.
girl, he's so smart and just so proud of his smartness, which is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was like, you smart, ain't you? I sure am. Yes, you are. You know
Yes, you are.
everything. Now we
Yeah.
can't trump them up, and we can't puff our kids up with inflated. We have to actually give them the foundation and fill them up while we inflate them up. So you ain't just smart because you were born a black man. No, you're smart because you're doing the work to educate yourself and evolve yourself and understanding that evolution is the way to live life. And so now you're real smart, aren't you? Yes, I am. Damn real you are, because I gave you a foundation. Girl, we having that family meeting, and one of the conversations that we're talking about is what happens if I pass away, who's going to get my children. And I mean, that's a really real conversation. I have a 4 and a 6-year-old
Yeah.
and an 11-year-old, but I'm more worried about my littles. And what was the point that I was making? God, oh, I told Bailey, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't care if Dre remarries. Dre can do whatever the hell he wants to, but I was like, please don't let nobody else raise my sons.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, my oldest one, he was like, what does that even mean? I was like, Bailey knows what I mean. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want nobody else
And
to
that's what. Mm-hmm.
mess with their minds, because I am shaping them into beautiful human beings. And I don't want nobody else getting in there and messing them up with their limited thinking, or messing them up. And we got to trust that Dre gravitates to someone that's going to progress them babies forward in event, unfortunately, that happens. But I was just like, I told her, I was like, don't let nobody else raise my sons.
Right.
You or me. That's it.
Well, I think he has good. All of them have good energy. All your babies, every one of them that's on the camera.
Yeah, they're awesome. And then getting to build a relationship with my stepchildren. I refer to them that way just so we can identify them. Building a relationship with them and coming to a place of comfortability with them. It's just so beautiful, and it just makes me so sad because we also have experienced the loss of a child. My stepson at 14. And so it just makes me just sad that we couldn't be in this energy in his lifetime. We can't live in regret. We can't live in the past. But I just look at, as I build a bond with my older son, and, I'm starting to, hopefully build a bond with my older stepchild. I just like, damn, I really hate that Derek's not here to experience this.
Well, maybe. Well, we know all
He is
experiences
here.
are. Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably
Yeah.
helping it along. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it had to happen for this to happen.
See, I see it, but I was having a conversation with Dre last night. I was like, I don't too much talk on that subject because I've never lost a child, so I don't know what that is. But if we believe that everything happens for a reason, there was purpose in his passing. And I was like, I'll leave it at that because I understand that it's a space for you. But I was just like, if everything has meaning, instead of staying in the space of why did this happen, but you're not truly seeking answers. Most people ask why, but they're not seeking an answer. They just want to sit in the why did this happen to me, woe is me energy. But you truly should be doing the shadow work, which I talk about in this journal, but I didn't know it was shadow work at the time.
Yeah.
You're asking why because it is in that meaning that brings it meaning, that
Mm-hmm.
ends the suffering. You know what I'm saying? If you could derive a meaning from anything, it ends the suffering.
It does. It does. When you separate yourself from it, like you're saying, observe yourself. When you look at yourself and you see, and that's why I can say this the most beautiful thing that's happened to me. Because it allowed me to go so deep in my past to figure out that I was feeling love when my son passed away. It came in the form of sadness. So I realized that every traumatic thing that happened to me, all of those SAs or whatever, I hurt so deeply because I was searching for love.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it slapped you in your face.
Right. Like,
Mm-hmm.
boy,
Yeah.
yes.
Man,
It
we
was
are
all love.
man, and it's so many of our stories, and so many of us choose to stay in that place of resentment, to stay in the place of disappointment, to stay in the place of depression, when if we could just do that work in identifying, okay, this was what I was seeking. So it's not even the thing that disappointed me. It's what I was searching for, and I allowed this thing. And that, again, that's assigning expected outcome. If we are just moving through and learning and living purposefully, we will experience exactly what we're seeking. It just may not be packaged the way that we expect it to be packaged.
Absolutely. That's why, you know what? Let me tell you something. With the little, I don't flirt anymore. I don't, right?
Yeah.
Because the expectation of flirting is, stop it, boy. The expectation of flirting is an expected outcome. Like, if you're going and flirting because you're attracted to a person, blah, 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 right?
Yes.
It's almost chasing, really, really. It's flirting is a nice word to say I'm chasing that thing. Okay?
Yes, with these no expectation, lower expectation having ass humans that like, oh, you smiled at me. Yes, I fully understand.
Right. So I stopped flirting because I knew that it was chasing, right? And I had an expected and so at one time I was like I wasn't listening to my higher self, you know. And I was go ahead and baby they turned me down. It my little ego was like I see. I
Mm-hmm.
told you not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So so that was my lesson of just go ahead and vibe out on what you're vibing out on. No expectation. And in fact, manifestation is expecting the unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's gonna come out of nowhere. Like, hey girl, I love you. I've been loving you all my life. Let me confirm to you. Let me show you how I manifested you. It's gonna come just like that.
It is.
Okay?
Yeah.
That the money, you know, because the spiritual wealth it matches on this physical as above, so below. Okay? When that show up, it's gonna be so unexpected and not even the amount the time. It's gonna be, and it's gonna feel so beautiful. It is
And you're going to know how to appreciate it, and you're going to know how to treat it, and you're going to know how to cherish it.
right, and
Mm-hmm.
know who to keep away from me. All
Yeah.
that stuff, all that is
All of it.
included.
You don't
But
know
it's
how to
all
treat
love,
it.
though. I'm just let y'all know now. It's all love. It's all
Yeah.
love.
And keep your business to yourself, sis. We ain't all been
Oh,
called to spill our tea.
oh my goodness!
Just
And
like
you know
we.
what? I'm so open and honest about things that I am experiencing. People don't get it. They feel like it's gossip. Like it's something to run is because they I get up every day with the light. I am the sun. Okay. So they don't understand how can she go through this? She be experiencing all this. And she get up smiling and she ain't ever crying. You don't know what I do. And that's why I freely open and cry on my lives and video whatever. It is my life. And in the moment you worrying about me too much, guess what? You are doing a karma a favor. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes, but
You want to
don't.
go ahead and run your mouth about anything that I talked about. And I do keep my business in myself. But I'm just saying, they run around talking about, thank you. Karma said thank you.
Yes, And they don't
Thank
even,
you, girl.
they don't even realize that energy there, because God has told me I need to do a series on triggering, but they don't even realize the fact that they were prompted to pay attention to, and they didn't pay attention to anything except for, a certain aspect of your life. And they don't even realize that we're trained to hate on that thing because it makes us feel insecure. In reality, that insecurity that we're experiencing is a growth opportunity for ourselves. So anything that pulls our focus, like we're just going through life and we're like, zzz, whatever it is that pulls our focus, that's a growth opportunity for you.
Right.
And you wasting your time by sitting here like, why is she over here crying on live? Why is she telling her business? She ain't got nothing else to do but sit there and tell her business. No, I'm helping people heal. What you doing?
I want to say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us, you, in fact, are one of them. You are a walking angelic being. From the, you had to learn the dark force to learn the light force. Dark is light, okay? But some of us are walking angelic beings. So we've experienced a lot of experiences. How you talked about the multifaceted ways that you've embraced life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it wasn't just one way because of the color of your skin. It was multiple ways, multiple
Mm-hmm.
different cultures, all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, you're also walking karma. So when people purposely do harm to you, it comes back to them in an unexpected way.
Yeah.
It does.
Girl, I feel like that color purple till you do right
Yes,
by me.
everything,
Everything.
everything.
I promise. And I be careful because I know how powerful I am and I know how powerful my team is. And I'm just like, y'all might want to leave me alone
They
because,
might.
until you do right by me, ain't nothing gonna go right for you.
Nothing. And I know you don't say that with ego. It's just a pattern. Remember, you were talking about patterns. So it's a pattern that you've seen
Yeah.
throughout your life. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
People that have done me wrong, it gets real shifty for them until they get their life together. And at the end of the day, it's not me in itself. It's just like I'm out here just living my best life, not bothering nobody, minding my own goddamn business, trying, not trying, but actively helping other people live their best life and mind their motherfucking business, i.e., get to the work of themselves. So why are you over here messing with me? You only over here messing with me because you ain't got nothing else to do with yourself. So until you figure yourself out and I'm the one you choose to target, oh, that
Hmm.
karma gonna hit your ass upside your head because there's gonna be lessons and lessons on
Yeah,
lessons. And because you don't know how to receive a lesson, you're over
yeah,
there stressing and you like, what the fuck is going on? You came
yeah.
after the wrong one.
You
Because
came after the wrong one.
I'm here to teach you whether you ready to learn or not. So if you ain't ready,
Radio.
leave me alone.
Baby, I just went through, and so I had been in this, and so the other confirmation that I didn't write on my post was with the book coming because someone had it sent me an invitation to something they were doing, and then at the last moment, uh, they was like, "Oh, never mind." But Spirit had told me that they didn't want me to come on because of my shine, and that ain't ego talking.
I understand.
Yeah. And they didn't want that, And so your book not coming on, it was supposed to be here on Sunday, right?
Mhm.
Monday, Sunday. And someone must have stole it off I didn't get it. And so I had reported and they sent another one. But it came right on time because I was ready to I support, you know what I mean? But I also, like I said, I was one of those people. My mother ran a community center, so I was running a community center Psalms 13, right? So I seen all different type of people, and they see that support energy in you, and they know that you would support, but they don't want you to be you. They So it was right on time, like it didn't come on that day because I needed to see that.
Yes.
I needed to see that because I'm in the direction of growth,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's happening now for me. And not everybody come along. And those spiritual energies that I feel, those messages that the divine gives my divine,
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening. Because I'm listening closely because just because we got the same skin don't mean your spirit is right.
Mm-hmm. All skin folk ain't kin folk.
And And so, what previously happened? So, like they playing little games on the phone with the three. But I have decided to shut off and only deal with like I know what it is. I ain't helping nobody heal, but I am helping you heal. But you don't need a personal connection to do so. You want to sleep, sir.
Oh. Yeah,
Well,
we can't let
I know
every.
you have to go. I done talked you to death. Did I tire you out?
No, you have blessed me. No, when we're done, I'm done. But you have blessed me. You have blessed those who have chose to stay here and listen. I was sitting. I was in service. I was like,
Oh,
amen, amen.
well, I would
Turn
just
to your
say
neighbor and
before I
say,
go,
neighbor.
yes, sis, you are definitely a light force that is a beautiful force. Everything is in divine time and divine order. You know all of those things that are happening for you are happening for you. You don't have no worries. Never attach if you can help it, because we got to train our brains. Attach that worry energy because everything is going to go perfectly for you.
Oh my God, I read today. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Just
Wow.
go through it. Why do you
Just
have the expected outcome? Nothing matters. That's why I'm sitting here reading this. I was just like, my God, I feel so silly because I'm literally going through why isn't this happening? I'm doing all these things and I'm checking all the boxes. First of all, yes, you are moving in the physical realm, but the work that you're doing is divine. So someone who could sit here who is a social media expert can tell you every single box to check. And I've had people come to me who have researched this stuff and have offered me free advice. And that's why you've seen the evolution of the profile and the picture and all those different things, because people are giving me advice and I'm checking all the boxes and things still aren't happening. And I was just like, this is divinity. First of all, this is your start. This ain't even this TikTok ain't my start. This might be my start, but there's starts before this. You know what I'm saying? I've attached to this social media presence when this social media is just another vehicle that divine is using to take me to the place that I'm going. And in order for me to allow and to release the pressure, I need to go get an income, because the stress and the not focusing on the beauty of the opportunity, the beauty of the journey, and the relationships I'm creating, and truly feeding into people, which is something I wanted to do my entire life. I've known since birth, not birth, but awareness. I've known since awareness that I came to this earth to heal others. And I know that's a big ask, but I've known. And everything that I've done, the books, the radio shows, the art, even in my art, like I always said that it was my goal to make people cry. If you got a piece of Lonnie Taylor art and you didn't cry, that means that I did not pour enough energy into that piece to pull emotion out of you. I want to pull emotion. I want people to evolve. I want people to change. So I've known that's why I'm on this earth. And so the one thing that I believe that I can do, and again, it's divinity. If it's of God, then it is. If it ain't, then I'm chilling either way. The one thing I could do to take the pressure off of however this is evolving is just go get me a little income, get these goddamn kids off my head. Cause you'll see if you watch the videos on our YouTube as the apple turned, every single family member got on my head about getting a job. the 11-year-old went on like a 5-minute tangent of why mom needs to get a job. And I'm just like, damn. She's like, I'm afraid I'm going to have to get a job. I'm just like, well, damn.
I keep trying to think of this girl's name on. It's gonna hit me. I wrote it down somewhere because I watch her videos, and this is one
Mm-hmm.
of the ways I. Well, she has a YouTube channel, all right, and she shows you what to write on. All she does is work from home jobs,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them part time, some of them full time. They never rack. They're never lacking in the money. They're worth it.
Yeah.
It's not Malicia at home. I'm a find it because I'm subscribed to her page, and then I'm gonna send you the name so you could go ahead and look. She tells you exactly what to write on your resume
Okay.
for these work from home positions. Also, if you like I say, if you want to control your own work hours,
Mm-hmm.
arise. Because
Yeah.
and also that is your business owning. You're not working for someone else. That is your business.
Yeah.
Difference. But I'm gonna find her name because she posts every, with these jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them was $42 an hour, and it's legitimate.
Yes.
And right now, like you would be an excellent peer mentor. All you do is tell people like what you're doing now, and CVS has a million of those positions. Work from home.
Really?
Yeah, all you're doing is a customer advocate. Like they're called the crisis line.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it doesn't be, yeah, life is your experience. Have you ever suffered? Have you ever been through trauma? Oh, yeah, yeah, I have. And this is my life where I have wrote a book. I have did this, and this is how I am. Yes,
Oh, get me the information. When I tell you this is divine, sis, you done fed my spirit and you may have solved my problem. So please send me that information.
I am. I'm going to look at her, and get her page, and she posts something, and you're watch. You could be like, I could do that. I could do that.
Oh, yeah. And
Wow.
that's right up my alley. The thing is just going and doing something mindless for a check. It just, and then just dealing with people, girl. If I could just stay my ass in my room by myself, I just can't people. It's very difficult for me.
I decided to um, work from home. I was working in mental health, and it didn't feel like I was going to work because I was helping people, was lifting my spirit. Like you say, I always knew my divine purpose, right?
Mhm.
So, but then, my light irritates people. If you ain't ready to receive the light, and so it started that stuff, the little girl caddy stuff, and I said, okay, spirit telling me to go because I will hurt somebody.
It hurts somebody.
So that's what I decided to do because it's still got to maintain,
Yeah.
and grow from the maintaining. So I'm going to definitely get you that girl's number, Arise, and, yeah, because I don't want to work in nobody's office. And I don't.
At all.
Not no more.
I'm not here for it. I'm not here for you to my light as well. I've never fed in. I never understood why I never had friends. I never understood anything because I'm a dope ass human. And I was just like, because my light is too bright. And it's just like, I don't know how to tone it down. I've tried my entire life to shrink myself. And now I'm just like, boom, just, it's me. But, I've
Yeah.
tried my entire life to shrink myself to fit in. And it's just, has never worked. And so I just know the idea of going and having to go, like I've been passed up for opportunities even though I move in excellence. Like everything I do is top tier because my name is attached to it. And so it's just constantly just being overlooked and just treated less than. And it's just because people can't stand your light.
Uh
You know,
huh.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's difficult. It's difficult to people.
Because the friends that I do have, we've been friends since we was small, and we don't have to talk every day. I could go 6 months without talking and we catch up. It's not, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, because of that light thing, it's always, and then, okay, y'all feel like y'all want to do what? Or they, like you said, shrink yourself. I like how you say that because I can't, I just, I try to do what you're doing, but it ain't me. It's not, and so I'm comfortable with that. I'm grateful for you, sis. I'm really grateful. I'm gonna read a little bit more before I rest. My grandbaby is dozing off on my lap after he slapped me 50 times.
Ah,
That's what he needed to do. Who goes to sleep like that, slapping somebody?
yeah. I have a video of Michael where he's slapping me and I'm recording, and when he sees the camera, he's like, like he does a gasp, like you caught me. It's too cute. So yes, these boys are very
Testosterone.
yes, I love it.
Mm.
I don't know if this is what you're referring to when you were pregnant with your girls versus your sons, or I'm just in a different energy, but it's just such a love affair with my sons. And
Uh-huh.
I didn't experience that with my daughters. And I don't know if it's a maturity thing, it's a life experience thing. It's I've actually created two children with someone I love versus randoms that I thought I was in love with, but I was
Right.
just, I don't know. There's probably a multitude of factors, but the love energy that is between me and my sons is
It's
just,
another frequency. That's what they say, mama boy.
yeah.
It's really my son, my eldest son is 19, 20 now, 20. I'm like 20, right? But he uh loves me in another way where nobody, it's just another, even as a baby, even as a young boy, he would cry when I left the room, as opposed to my daughters. They ain't care.
They don't care.
They ain't care.
Mm-hmm.
Even now as an adult, he'd be like, hey, why you ain't call me, yo?
It's weird, but it's so beautiful to experience. So now that you're confirming it's a mama's boy energy, because I feel like I missed something with my girls, but it may just be an energy.
They're already nurturers. They know what it feels like. The boy was a nurturer in the beginning and turned into a masculine. And the masculine energy has the testosterone, the aggression, but he was so close to you in that nurturing womb. He knows what it is. That's why boys will naturally play with dolls. Yes, they do. They naturally play with dolls before cars. Cars are pushed on boys.
Oh yeah. When I tell you, Caden, my 4-year-old, for a period was walking around with an empty stroller pretending his baby was in it. He was buckling his imaginary baby up, and I let him do it. I was like, shoot, you gonna be
Right.
somebody's husband that helps push the baby around. Go ahead.
And it don't even have to be in that role. It's just him being his nurturing self. And what happens is people tear that down, that natural nurturing side of boys. My son would play with the dolls, because that's what he saw. His first teacher was a nurturer, was his mother. So they're mimicking the love that they see. They cry
Mm,
harder than girls as boys. They
yeah,
do.
yeah.
They are love vessels. But then they become these people that people want to tell like, yeah, make that boy play with a ball. He need to get outside and play with a ball. Why?
Mhm.
Why he can't learn to be a mother? He needs to know nurturing.
Yes, he does. Cause I need some help.
Right.
We need some help. We have to disassociate from the belief that certain behaviors are girl behaviors versus boy behaviors, because I strongly believe the men and the women that we're experiencing today are because of the way that our children were raised yesterday. So if we keep such a separation between our boys and our girls, that boys who are truly curious about it and actually curious about it, like you just said, they can't even experience it, which means now how are our husbands and our wives, or our men and our women going to have conversations about anything in common when we were deliberately kept apart? But girls are allowed to learn about sports so they can relate to dad. But dad can't learn anything to learn to relate to the daughter.
Right.
So we've got work to do in that department as well.
Yes, you do. How he gonna snuggle up on me like? And this is my grandson, right? I have two grandsons, but now so the way he loved me, he loved his mama, but he the way he loved me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have granddaughters, but the way he loved me, like he just comfortable. He gonna snuggle up. He gonna get the right position under the boobies. He gonna do that. He gonna
Yeah.
get if I'm taking too long, he'll come and smack me.
Mm-hmm.
He smack me, and like that's his way of saying hurry up. Or if I don't come and play with him, I work from home, so he's home with me on my lunch breaks. He know energetically it's time for that, and he'll knock on the door and put his hand out because he want to come spend some time with me. He only
Man.
right. So I gotta take out my time with him. I have to love him, and he makes sure that I'm gonna get that love in. He makes sure. Like he was all, I didn't stop. You didn't hear me, a couple times because he was just them smacks was getting hard. But he jumped on my back. He gotta touch you. Boys have to touch you.
My God. My sons live on me. It's weird. And I mean, I don't have any breasts, so it's the butt. And now my butt's a disappointment. So,
Girl, you got juicy juice.
I wish, girl, what it used to be. What it used to be. It was
It,
beautiful.
it's fitting what you got now. It's still
Yeah.
juicy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But my sons like have a whole dissertation of why sleeping on mom's butt is the way to go. So I'll be laying here and I'll be laying on my side. They'll be on the hip. If I'm laying on my stomach, they're like, okay. And now they're fighting over a cheek. And it's really weird, but it's just like all my kids. And I was infatuated with my mom's butt as well. But all my kids like gotta lay on my butt, but my boys are just on me. Like you see them come into lives and they're just on me and
Uh-huh.
on me.
That's what
Yeah,
I was saying.
it's
Because
so
they
beautiful.
gotta touch you. Like
God,
he ain't move. He is falling out, and as soon as he feel like he drifting off, and like he falling off, he get right back up and snuggle.
yep.
Okay,
Soon as I
yeah.
get out
So
of bed, they be like, I'm just going to the bathroom, and they standing outside the bathroom waiting for me to finish.
this is how you know another thing. I'm sure you've astral traveled.
Hmm.
No.
Not intentionally. I did once. I did. Okay, the first time I
Were
did
you
an
connected to
edible.
the cord in your astral travel the first time?
Say what?
It's different types. When you first have the awakening, you're attached to the universe by this umbilical cord.
Mm-mm.
You see it. It's what I was making a reference to the umbilical cord spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the astral traveling, I was saying that the umbilical cord is a powerful thing
Mm-hmm.
that they feel outside of the womb because it's a spiritual connection. When they're in your womb, they get the raw emotion of you. They got the raw DNA codes from the mitochondrial DNA,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but they get the raw vibrations from you as
Mm-hmm.
well. They know when you are sad intuitively because they felt it on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Happy. So laying on your body parts, the booty, is wanting to really go back inside, really.
I believe it.
Yeah, they're comfortable, and that's love. That's love.
Yeah.
But on on you astral travel too. The first when you, I don't know, it's part of the spirit. One of my spirit. One of the ones. I saw myself attached to the universe with the longest umbilical cord ever.
Mm. I will say, well, the first time that, well, in my past, when I first started my spiritual journey, I was intentionally trying to astral travel, but I don't know if I did. But I did. The first time I did an edible, I accidentally ate an entire brownie because I was
Sheesh.
high. And so I could literally feel my spirit trying to separate from my body. And I kept like pulling it down because I was just like, I was terrified that I was trying to separate. And so that
Yeah.
was the first time I didn't actually like
Travel,
joyously
travel.
leave my body in that. But the last time I astral traveled was probably a month or so ago that I'm aware of. And I literally went into, it would look like an opening in the universe. So I was up in the stars looking down, like
Yeah.
leaning over, looking down at the earth.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And I was like, I don't remember what was being programmed into me, or I don't know if I'm using the right language, but I
Yeah.
remember being above the earth looking down.
Looking
And
down at yourself.
yeah, well, not myself. I was looking down at the world.
Okay.
And but it was like a cutout from the solar, like the
I
sky.
get what you're saying, like a cut so you could see within
Yeah.
looking. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
felt, I was cognizant. It didn't feel like a dream. It was like I was really out there being taught something. I don't remember what the lesson was, but I was out there being taught something. I was looking down at the world, and
Mm-hmm.
I came up out of that sleep state with another knowing of who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. I get it. And that's why I said the first one I had when I said I was attached to the universe, when it first started, I wasn't sleep. I was in an awake in my body. I was separating from myself, how you were saying. And so I kept rising above myself. I was 5 years old in the time, right? So I was rising above myself. I was separating from myself, and I could see me look down at me, but I wasn't looking at me, but I know that it was me looking down at me,
Mm-hmm.
if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. And
Yep.
then I kept going up, and then I saw myself connected to the universe, like it was all darkness
Mm-hmm.
with like the longest umbilical cord ever connected from that universe. It was just, I'm saying it as the universe, but it was complete darkness, but I
Yep.
knew it was the universe. And then I could see, like you're saying, a cutout portion to look down, that I could still see myself and all of the world. Of course, it was downloads at that time and different things,
Mm-hmm.
and they come out in ways because it's in your subconscious mind, and they come out when they supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But um I've had that happen. That was the initial, but I can now, um astral traveling is different. It is different. So this it ain't gonna sound crazy to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, so
So I'm gonna give you all right. So one time, my me and a really close friend, he was like, "Hey, come see me in my dream tonight." But previous to that, I had a dream about him, but it wasn't a dream. It was really me, like a spirit walk or something somebody called. And I was viewing a conversation that he was having with him. I was like, "Hey, I had this conversation, and your mom came in your room, and da 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 da, and this happened, da da da." And he was like, "What? That's the conversation, that exact conversation I was having." I was like, "What?" So that had happened in like several times where I was just confirming things that happen in people's life, but I see it in the dream state. So-called. So he was like, "Come and see me tonight," and this is when I knew I could control it a little bit more, because he was like, "All right." And so he was like, "I'm going to sleep. Come see me in my dream. Let's do it again." Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "All right." So I put it in my mind that I was going there. Right? So I went into the resting state or whatever, and he was laying on his bed, and it was a purple light in back of him. Like it was just like a glowing purple light. And I was over him looking into, I didn't see myself, but I know it was me looking at, you know what I mean? And I was looking at him laying on his bed on a brick wall, but I seen his bed. I could describe it as a brick wall that was under his bed and around him, but it was like a protection or a fort, more so. But this purple light was coming from under his pillow. So the next day I got up, I couldn't wait. When I got up, I was like, I got up and I was like, "Hey, I think you had a purple light." He was like, "Stop playing." I said a protection prayer and put an amethyst under my pillow. And I seen it all, sis.
That is dope.
Ain't it?
Now, what you doing with this magical talent of yours?
That right there, sometimes I don't be even. So let me tell you about the confirmation, and I'm gonna share this video. I'm gonna make a post about it. So I was talking to someone about this dream that I recently had. Right now, I also paint people before I meet them.
No, I didn't know that.
You don't. So I paint people or places or things that's going to happen before, and I also see it in the spiritual realm, dream state, whatever you want to say, right? Ironically, I grew up on Elm Street, honey. But anyway, but it ain't a nightmare. So anyway, so I was telling this person.
I can't hear you, sis. Your little thing stopped vibrating.
Why?
There you go. What's up? You were telling a person what? No.
Okay, so it was a video in my dream. I was telling them about the dream that I had. The video was like, in the dream, kept showing me this video of people doing sex magic, but on a social media site. And I was like, why are they doing this on TikTok? Oh my God, then this is what I was saying to myself in the dream. Like, why is they doing this on, they will ban my video if I said, and that's what I was saying. I was like, what? And I was like, Spirit was like, no, they're trying to put this energy on you. Right? In my dream. So it was like, close it out and move along. So I had closed out the video and left the place. Right? So, I was going, and so they was trying to block my energy. I could tell they were trying to block my energy in the dream because it's like this mountain hill came up. And I was like, I could go right around this. This ain't no block. You ain't blocking nothing, right? So I had went into another house, right? And so this being, this energy, this person was knocking on the door like, "Let me in." They was very, very aggressive and wanted me to let them in, and they kept making the noise like do 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 on the door, right? I'm telling this person this a direct dream, right? Do 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 do. It was a spiritual being like do do trying to get in, and I ain't letting them in. I said, "You ain't coming up in her," right? So I get on TikTok today. I swear this video come up, and this man, whether it's fake or not, got the same video of my dream, and the spirit, he's videotaping a spirit trying to get in his house, banging on his door, the same door that I saw in my dream, going do 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 do. Same. I said, what in the hell? And remember, I told you I had cut off a few people. That person I had to cut off because I kept getting his energy. Like, I felt like they were calling my phone. Now, Spirit ain't just gonna give me this. You
Yeah.
were calling my phone with somebody else on the line, answering me these questions. I was getting all this energy from
Yeah.
nowhere. And then you had started getting on it. You did something, and you want to make it seem like it's me. You made a fake phone number, called me, did all this other stuff. I'm just living, hon. So it was dumb, and Spirit told me to tell them that dream. And the masculine and feminine energy that was doing the porn, it was that they were trying to entrance me into their energy. They are, and wanted to let me, wanted to break down the perimeter of my spirituality. People will doubt the gifts, because they don't have it, but they can really learn.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
it's
what
it's go ahead.
you said, what am I going to do with the gifts? I am, and that's what I said. I was going to talk to you later, but we can talk to you. I don't know. I know that they come, they confirm. My grandbaby, I'm gonna tell you one night, my grandbaby is autistic, right? So he's nonverbal. He doesn't talk, but he has another way that he talks to me. He talks to me in my dreams. He had, and he shows me signs and symbols that mean something. So one night, with some autistic children, they like to feel. So with his feeling, he likes to hold stuff in his mouth. He does. He holds things in his mouth. Like if you he likes the texture of the juice in his mouth. He'll keep swishing it. He won't swallow it. And sometimes I'll be like, "You going to do this today?" And I'll squeeze his no lows so he could laugh, so he could just swallow it.
Yeah.
But one, I guess he went to sleep and he had something in his mouth, right? So, and he didn't swallow. Or sometimes it don't look like he got anything in his mouth, but I check, right? So what I did, I went to sleep. So I had a dream that it was a boy laying over the chair. It was him. He was showing me it was him. He think he a big boy anyway. That's why he slapped and all. So it was like a 10-year-old boy. And he is laying backwards over the stool in the kitchen with his throat cut. And I'm like, and he's talking to me. I was like, what happened? He was like, I don't know. It needs to come out. Right. And I was like, what needs to come out? I was trying to put my hand over. He was like, no. That's the only word he knows. So he showed me sirens. And I was like, why are you showing me? I said, you want me to call the police? And he was like, and he showed me lights, the siren lights. And then a lady in a suit. And I was like, why are you showing me this lady in the suit? So it was taking me too long in my dream. Swear, you can't make this up. So these flashing lights outside of my window, no flashing lights outside, woke me up. And you know how we get the little zoom in our ear? Baby, it was like a scream, in my ear. Like he was trying to get me up. When I got up and sat up, because these flashing, the red and light, the flashing lights like a siren is coming through my window. Wasn't no siren outside my window. Wasn't no cars outside my window. That he made me hear this screeching sound. I think I was trying to figure out what he was trying to tell me too long in the dream. I sat up out my bed. My daughter come running out the room. Call 911. Call 911, Mom. Call 911. Because he had something, so he was kept throwing up. He was telling me in his dream, in my dream. The other time he did it, I was asleep and she was trying to potty train him at the time, right? I was asleep, so the big boy, him, I told you, the same boy, he think he a man. So this time it was him with bigger eyes and like just looking at me like, I gotta go to the bathroom. He walked in the room, I was like, he looked at me, he was like, in my said telepathically in my dream, I need to go to the bathroom, get up. And I woke up, I was like, what? Why are you in my room? I was like, why are you in my room? Get out my room in my dream. And so I guess he was like telling me, he was like, oh, I'm trying to tell you, lady, but this is in my dream state.
Yeah.
But I was like, you ain't getting it. He was like, raw, 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 on the physical side, on the real side, to get me up. Like, I gotta go to the bathroom. My mom's still asleep. Get up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's up? And he was like, raw, raw, raw. Like, he did it again. And that meant that he had to go to the bathroom. But he was telling me in his dream, ain't no way.
That's pretty epic, though.
It is.
That's awesome that you have that connectivity. So that's
I
going
don't
to
know what to
be.
do with it.
I don't either.
It'll come down.
I don't either. When I get downloads and stuff like that, I'll just be talking, and all of a sudden, like I used to beat myself up because I would jump from topic to topic to topic. But I realize now, especially when I'm on these lives, I'll just start talking. And as soon as I jump into another topic, I'm like, and I'll feel it, like it'll just, that feeling. And then you're just like, I know I'm delivering a message. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as I finish delivering the message, it's literal like zoop, and I'll fear it. And I'll be like, damn, I just lost my train of thought. And I used to think that was weird, but now it's just like, I know that I'm receiving messages for people. And I don't know, people may never confirm for me that was for me, but I guess I don't know how to intentionally. Well, I'm working on intentionally using my gift now, but I just now came into awareness of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird, especially filming these videos and feeling this energy that comes over me. And then as soon as that energy leaves, it's like,
Ooh.
What was I talking about again?
Right. It's like a takeover.
Yeah.
But a good one.
Yeah.
You've done it a few times because you was like, sis, keep your business to yourself. I knew what you meant. I knew that was spirit coming through you to give me that message.
Yeah.
And you kept going on. And then you was like, what we was talking about?
I remember. And then I'm going to go because I'm tired, girl. I know you tired because you said you're in the South.
Oh yeah, it's 11 and he done dozed off. I appreciate we was been supposed to but I appreciate all of this. And I'm gonna get that information. I did not forget and send it to you.
Yes.
Love and light.
Yes, but I remember when I was staying with my mom and she came to me one day and she was like, you be reading my mind. I was like, yeah, and I bet you Bailey reads your mind too. And she was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but I can read people's minds. I don't know how to intentionally do it, but if you talk to me long enough, I'll start delivering messages for you. And so that's why I was like, when my gift manifests, I can see souls. That's what I have identified as, because I don't know anyone who moves like I move to tell me what the hell is going on with me. So I was just like, I can see what you're truly going through. No matter what you say to me, your soul will open up to me and you'll start disclosing. It'll start talking to me. Even though you're saying all this over here, your soul starts communicating with me. And that's how I'm able to help people and start delivering messages for them, because I hear their inner callings. And now I don't know how to turn it on or turn it off, but I know what it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Do you do one-on-one sessions?
I'm starting to, yes, but I have not up until this point. I've started promoting my one-on-one sessions now, becoming comfortable, because that was one of the the last awakenings that I had, I literally saw myself walk through a door. I was in the shower, and right before that, I released some inner child stuff. I just started crying in the shower, and I was just like, you know what? Thank you. I love you. I appreciate what you've done for me, but please release me. So I did some inner child work, hugged myself, and then, excuse me, I saw myself walking through a door. And as I walked through the door, I saw myself as a teacher, and I saw myself as a coach. Like, not, oh, I want to be a teacher. No, I am. I am. And I've never been able to confidently say I am, but I am. I've been lying and sitting on her bed talking into this camera. No, I am a teacher. I am a healer. I came to this earth to help humanity. And I walked through the door in that knowing. I walked through the door knowing, because I don't know if you're, all kinds of crap going on, but, I started the book club. And initially it was, we were going to start with this book, and then we were going to read other Black female authors that are independent that we find here on TikTok so that we can support. Because the idea was, if 20, 30 people are buying your book for a book club, at least that's 20, 30 sales, and then that could multiply and multiply and multiply. And so just helping independent authors get their content out here. But after I walked through that door, Spirit said, no, you need to run these book clubs and teach this book exclusively. And anyone who wants to have a one-on-one session with you, $60 for an hour. You talk to me, I talk to you, and we get to the work of you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I'm at now. And I know where this is going. I know that my services are going to get a heftier price tag. I'll just say that. Yeah. And so, but it's just like my art. When I started doing art, and I was talking to my husband last night, I was like, I remember when I first started doing art, I was doing it for free because I just wanted people to, experience my art and give me a chance. And then it turned into charging $100, and it turned into charging $200, and it charged $300, and it turned into $700, And so it was just like, with this teaching, I've given it away for free. You know what I'm saying? People will get into my DMs, and I'm having conversations with them, and I'm just like, I've never felt like selling knowledge was my thing, but you will pay me for my time.
Something just hit me. I don't know about the schools. The schools be having these. I don't know. It's just having me to say it to you. It just hit me, so I'm gonna say it. So schools have these grants. That's the word. Grants, where they'll pay you a certain amount of money to deliver what you're delivering, and it's all on your time. And sometimes they'll give out like a $10,000 grant for you to come in and share your story to this amount of schools per year. Look into it. You can find it. You're going to find it.
Okay.
So you're offering your services to help heal children. You're talking about your services. You're being a peer mentor. You're offering services that will help enrich you. This is what I've been through. You're very you don't have a fear of talking. So, presenting you in an educational way, having worksheets to pass around, activities, little fun things to do, you could do it.
I will Google it, and I will be in your inbox if I can't find it.
Okay.
Because
I know you're in another time zone, Pete, so I would have to look over there for you.
That's all right. Yeah, because I know there is a way to do what I'm doing, and there's a way to monetize it to where it supports me, so I could keep doing the work. You know what I'm saying?
I know here. Okay. So, from Jersey. So when I lived in Jersey, I went to different schools to talk about art. They don't have art in schools now, so they have art grants where someone could come in for this portion of time and do art. Okay?
Yeah.
whatever art form that is. You do have the art, you have the theology, that's what the theory, because it is a theology, it's spirit. But anyway, so you have all of that beyond it. You have a platform. So what I used to do is I used to go to the schools and offer my services, have my little worksheets, have a little thing that I'm talking about, have activities, and maybe I was in that school for about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I went to maybe 10 schools where I set up on a calendar. This is the day that I'm coming to your school from this time to this time. Okay. I got a $10,000 grant. They have that in every school district.
Okay.
Or you may even be able to offer your services to nursing homes, different things. You have to sell you understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, I could come in here and I could talk to the older people, like all of these things that brought you to, you have lived a great life. You could be a motivational speaker too. You understand what I'm saying? So in that department, you would talk to the recreations department in the nursing homes. They have foster homes. Hey, I have this service. Do you have anything in your grant where you can offer these services? I would like to come in and even just send a flyer to the facility. Say, hey, I have this. So they got grants for it. When we work in mental health, they would have people that would come in and say, these people would say, oh, we're this kind of, and we help with this. And they got, okay, then they would get this little $2,000 check to come and encourage people.
Yep.
You get me?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't know there were grants behind it. I just thought they were volunteers that came in. I didn't know there was a check somewhere in there.
Yes, it's money, honey. Somebody get money.
Okay. Why not be me?
Yeah. Well, I know you're tired, and I didn't talk a lot, and I have to be up at 6,
Yeah.
and I got to check on my daughter. Yeah. All right.
I've
I
enjoyed every
appreciate
second
you.
of this,
All
sis.
information I get, I will be,
Yes, please. No
yeah.
accidents, no coincidences. This is divinity, and I thank you.
I thank you, sis, really, from all of my heart, not the bottom of my heart. I don't know why people say that. All of my heart.
Yes, all of it. Yes, I enjoyed this whole time. I'm just like, okay, hold up. This is a blessing. You tired? This is a blessing. This woman is feeding into your
I did.
spirit.
I've
This
been
may be
just
the
supposed to got up about 8 times, and I'm about to do it now.
yes, but this is all divinity, and I thank you. Thank you all for staying on and hearing our good sis bless us. If you are not following Fatima, make sure that you are following sis because she is a blessing. She is a blessing. She has blessed us this evening, and her content is just dopest AF. So, yes, you guys have a good evening.
You too, sis.
Thank you, sis. Bye bye.
Bye.